I'm like, yeah, you can Google me if you want. Like, as wanky as it sounds, you can do that.
You can now Google
And
me.
then they did, and they're like,
Peter Josip allegations. Welcome to That Was Bad. My name's Oscar Robertson, and I'm your host. Today we're talking with Peter Josip, winner of Raw Comedy. He'll let you know. I've got a bunch of shows coming up. I'm doing Replay Festival in early July, as well as I'm doing my theatre show in Knox on July 11. So you can get tickets at tickets.musicalcomedy.com.au. Welcome, Peter Josip.
straight into it, no intro.
I'll do the intro at the end.
Oh, okay.
It's whether or not I want to do the show.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, I'm kidding.
I started comedy in like 2019 properly, but I first tried it in like 2017.
Right. How old are you?
I'm 26, so I was
wow. So it was like you were in year 12 nearly.
How old? Oh yeah, I would have been 18, 19, like year after high school.
I always find it funny when you like watch like kids that are like 18 do stand up because what they're talking about is like, man, how annoying is it us doing homework all the time?
No, literally, I was 19 talking about how I look young for my age as a 19-year-old, and I was like the youngest person in any room I ever entered at that point. Like, what the fuck was I on about? Of course I looked young because I was young.
You were young.
Yeah.
Do people give you more like? Do they give you more grace?
Yeah, I reckon a little bit. A little bit they give you some grace. Just because it's like, oh, this guy's obviously very young, very new.
Yeah. Imagine starting now and you have to like, you got to go to the cellar and you have to hustle for a 4-minute spot.
Yeah.
That's hard.
I also get that's hard, but I think there's also something in the fact that there's aren't as many open mics and you have to talk to people.
Yeah.
And like you have to get to know people. Because I was like, when I first started, when I was like 21, there was open mics every night of the week pretty much. And I just didn't talk to anyone just because I went there, signed up, did my spot, left.
Yeah.
And I was just like super shy, so I didn't talk to anyone. It took me literally, I think until like after COVID to actually talk to people. It took me like, I reckon a whole calendar year to actually build the confidence.
A whole Mayan calendar.
Someone. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I was pretty sociable from the start because my first gig, like I was 21 when I started as well. We're the same age, aren't we? You're 98?
Yeah, no.
Yeah, so we're the same age. So I started, like my first gig was Raw. So my intro to comedy was completely wrong.
Yeah.
Like I'm walking out to like 60 people and I did my first song that I wrote 2 weeks before, my dad's song. I did really well. And I was even shocked that I was able to do the same song next time. I was like, I got to think of a new 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I was like, no, you must do that same 5 minutes for the next 6 years.
I don't know. I think there is something good in that, like in starting with like a big gig or like a big crowd, because it would be so disheartening if you started to like 3 people at Sellers.
Yeah.
3 drunk Irish people at Sellers
that
who
don't
weren't
give
paying
you
attention,
anything.
who are talking amongst themselves, and one of them's passing out on ketamine or some shit. Like that'd be so bad. But my first like gig, so I was doing acting at the time. So I was like writing material and then just performing it to the acting class. And then I finally built up the courage to go to an open mic. But the open mic I went to wasn't even a comedy open mic. I didn't even know that comedy open mic nights existed. I went to just like a music open mic. And it was packed for whatever reason. And there was a choir, like a local choir, who had like an end of semester performance or something.
Okay.
So they had performed, and then there was some other people, like guitar people playing guitar, singing sad songs or whatever.
Yeah.
And then I remember it was packed place, no one was listening, and I was freaking the fuck out because I'm like, fuck, I'm on next, no one's gonna pay attention to me. And even like the people playing songs were like, hey, this next one's like really important. It's about like my dad dying or something. If you could pay attention, that'd be really great. And then everyone paid attention for 10 seconds and then just went back. Oh yeah, so that was, yeah, what about Jenny down the road? That's crazy. Like no one gave a shit. So I was freaking out. And then I went up and I surprisingly did okay. I think me talking into the microphone kind of cut through because it was like, oh, they have to pay attention.
Yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean. I was doing a gig, actually where I'm doing my theatre show. This is the reason why I'm doing my theatre show in this location, because they put online, they were like, I put a feeler out in the comedy thing saying we're doing a variety event. Anyone that's got a connection to Knox. And I sent him an email being like, I was born in Knox.
Way?
No. And they're like, no backstory or no check or anything. They're like, great. So they put me on this lineup. You know, months go by. I'm there. I'm in the green room, and it's like old women reading poetry, like kids doing like gymnastics. There's this video of like, I've got the footage of this woman singing Skyfall, and she's like. And then she came off stage. She's like, oh, you know, as soon as you get a live audience, I'd become something else. And I'm like, holy fuck. Like, I'm like,
You
and
become insufferable.
I have no one to blame but myself. And I wasn't even being paid for this gig. So I'm like, I'm just going to go up on stage and I'm going to bomb. Because like, how could I do well? And I messaged Simon. I was like, what do I do? And he's like, they're going to be so starved for something different. So you will do better than you think you will go because they're going to be excited to see something that doesn't suck.
Yeah.
And then I went on and I did like well, and I was like, oh my God, this is like so much better than I thought it was going to be. I was backstage and I was like watching this. I reckon a woman no older than 112 years old was reading 9 to 10 poems about a late husband.
Oh, that's brutal. You got to follow that?
I had to follow that. And
oh man, oh no!
But it worked, and like I was on stage, and then like because they were like, you need to be clean.
Oh,
and I'm not very like I want to be more clean than I currently am. I'm trying to be more clean, but at that time, I don't think I had any joke that wasn't, had a little bit of a nuance.
Her dead husband.
Yeah. She's stepping on my material, the bitch. So I don't know. I was on stage and I just saw like 2 kids that were like 8 and 9 years old just like walk out, and I was like, yeah, you know what I mean. So I just did a song and there's a bit of stand up, but yeah, luckily it went well because if it didn't go well, I wouldn't be doing this show there.
Yeah, that's fair.
But yeah, it's pretty. Suffice to say, you can do well in an event that isn't set up as comedy, and surprisingly better because. Sorry, I've got to tell you. Guess what Sal and I are doing tomorrow?
What are you doing?
We're hosting a bar mitzvah.
What?
I know. How funny is that? I have no idea. Like,
what do you even? What I don't even know what happens at a bar mitzvah. What?
No, and she's given us a list of things that we need to do. Which is like, like we need to like get the kids ready for the chair thing. Like that's a real thing. We have to, we have to organize like and bring part all of the cultures and bring food. Yeah, it's gonna be an intense.
And what are you guys doing? You're
we're
dressing
hosting.
up in your suits.
We're comedy at Classicing it.
Yeah, how'd you got it through Comedy Classic?
No, we got it through like Crowd Pleaser.
Oh, that's wild.
Isn't that funny though?
Yeah.
Because, well, I mean, why not? Like, if there's something to do on a Saturday, let it be a bar mitzvah.
Yeah, why not? It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be so.
I'm like
insane.
to Sal. I'm like, Sal, let's just chill out on the out on the Jew jokes.
Yeah.
And he will be good, isn't that right, Sal? You will be good. He edits the podcast.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Say hi to Sal if you want. It's like, have you seen him?
Listen up, Sal. You got to do well tomorrow.
He's gonna do great. He's gonna be great. If anything, I'm probably gonna like bomb more. Sal's pretty loose. I get pretty uptight.
Are you guys gonna have the piano?
No, I don't think so. I mean, unless there is a band, so maybe I could use the piano.
I'm interested in seeing how this goes. Hearing about it.
Yeah, you're interested. You're buying in.
I honestly, I might be attending this 12-year-old's bar mitzvah just
Famously
to see you
13,
guys.
but yeah.
Well, he's 12 now. He'll be 13.
He'll be 13 tomorrow. Yeah, you should. It is videoed. So
there's evidence.
So there will be footage of it. I wonder if I can get access to the 13-year-old's footage. There's a videographer.
Clip that part.
Yeah. And what's it do with gefilte fish, huh? Why don't they make it so plain?
It's gonna be crazy, man.
Yeah. I mean, you have to start somewhere.
Yeah, I don't know. I've heard of people. Have I? No, not really. I've never done like a non-comedy kind of event like that.
Right.
But I've heard of like, I'm hearing of more comics doing like bucks parties and stuff. And that sounds, I don't know which one sounds worse, doing a bucks party or doing a bar mitzvah.
Bucks party.
Yeah.
I reckon a Bucks party because they're
Because there's like,
gonna be so rude the whole time.
that's true. And they could bash you up.
Oh, 100%.
Not that the Jewish kids couldn't, but you'd stand a better chance.
Yeah, I mean, corporate comedy. I've heard corporate comedy is something to not look forward to.
Yeah. No, I've heard that as well. And it's like no one gets into comedy to do corporate stuff.
Oh, I don't know. I imagine there's some people that are like, man, I can't wait to make it at the H&M stand. You know, like I corporate comedy. It's like you work so hard to get nothing, but you get $4,000 at the end of it. You know what I mean? From the audience.
Oh, yeah. No, that's true.
And every comedian in America, if you ever listen to a podcast, they talk about doing like the college tours, which is essentially just corporate comedy, but for students.
Well, I honestly would prefer a whole bunch of rowdy college kids than a whole bunch of uptight corporate people.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd rather MC a fucking spring break party than,
Really?
than a H&M fucking AGM or whatever.
Yeah.
Like
I would.
Target board meeting. I
think
don't know,
I like the idea of doing a corporate meeting because I think that maybe I'm just like delusional. I think I like to think that I could get them. You know what I mean?
Every gig I've horrendously bombed at, that was my thought before I went on as well.
I do that all the time. I watch comedians bomb every time. Like the whole night's fucking tanking.
Yeah.
And I'm like, pff,
how many nights at
I've got
Nevermind
this.
have I gone and been like, these rowdy uni kids,
yeah.
18-year-olds, they're not paying attention.
I've never
to
done.
these
I haven't
guys.
done Nevermind in like maybe 3 years.
Okay, well,
Is it shit?
Yeah, it's brutal.
I wish there was a good gig. Just a couple.
Yeah,
I wish there was like a few
ones.
good gigs, but
There's like maybe 3, and it's like you're getting them maybe once a year.
yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah,
Because like, Nevermind, I guess, is rough. Clyde's rough because a bunch of young kids, just they're all children.
yeah.
And like I was at Clyde the other day, and there were just girls that were studying musical theater. And whenever that happens, I walk on stage and I'm like, "Hey girls, how you going?" You know, like slay. And they like, and then I had a joke where I said, what did I say? I said my girlfriend looked at me and told me that in bed. She said we're like roommates, which was crazy to find out that she slept with everyone she used to live with. And they were like, "Oh,
Oh yeah, it's the worst.
and like, oh, I'm so sorry." And you're like, "Just can you like chill for a sec?"
Yeah, no.
So that was just like I lost that room pretty quick. Yeah. So I try but then sometimes I do it in front of like children, like 19-year-old girls. And then like they love me.
Yeah.
And it's like, what am I doing different? Like I'm obviously doing something wrong in one of them. I just haven't got enough runs on the board to figure out what it is yet.
Maybe it's just like the mixture of the crowd, you know? Maybe the
culture.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's the worst gig you've ever done?
So the worst gig I ever did was Miss Carlisle in like 2021.
Right.
And it was brutal. It was so bad. So basically it was like, it's like this nice bar with like a little seating thing at the end of the bar. Imagine like Brownie, but like the old room at the front. But instead of a stage, there's like seats to eat. There's maybe like 10 tables. And then we were in the corner of that performing. So people have come to pay $28 for carbonara. And then I'm there doing jokes about like Madeline McCann. And like
classic open mic shit.
That literally was my opening joke for a very long time.
What was it?
I used to go on and just be like, "Oh, thank you all for coming." Point to some random lady and then be like, "Oh, thank you, mum, for coming as well." And then I would like have this mini freak. I'd be like, "Wait, you're not my mum? You're not my mum? Where's my mum? Where's my mum?" I would like yell this, "Where's my mum?" And then I'll be like, "And scene." And that right there is a reenactment of what Madeline McCann said to her abductors. Like, that was my opening joke.
That's my big opener.
That's
did
going to
it
get
work?
them on board straight
Did
away.
it work?
I said it there and everyone was like, "Oh." And it was like, I was just getting nothing from them. There was one table off the back that was just like so rude. Like, I think they're like British backpackers. They were just like so rude. They were just talking and then they were just like critiquing it to my face whilst I'm on stage. And then all the comics are like at the back, like where the bar is.
Yeah.
And then this guy, I only found this out later. So I'm just there. And then all I hear is a whole bunch of comics go, "Oh." Turns out what happened was some like big gay bear came to the bar and was like, "Oh, there's comedy on." And then someone was like, yeah. It's like, is it going to start yet? And like, it just ripped me to shreds, started ripping me to shreds. And everyone's like, hey, stop. Come on. What the hell? And I didn't hear all this. I was like, oh, what's happening up the back? And they're like, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I'm like, well, no, what's happening? Don't worry about it. Just keep going. And it was brutal. And I was like sweating so much. And I got like cotton mouth, you know, when your mouth goes bone dry. It was like that. And it got so bad that my lips were sticking to my teeth. So I like started to develop a lisp whilst I was talking on stage. So I was like, and I'm like, I can barely talk. Everyone's fucking hating it. And then at the time, I wasn't friends with him. I ended up like, I think this was a bonding moment between Thomas Nowak and I because he was looking at me going, yeah, you keep going. You're doing well. Keep going. And I'm like, oh my God, this is going so bad. Because I was like, you could tell like, it was visibly like, this guy's going to kill himself after. And then so I did that left. It was in St. Kilda. And I went to St. Kilda Beach.
I like walked right into the ocean.
Pretty much. It was like 11 o'clock at night on like a Wednesday or some shit. And I'm just sitting. I think I actually walked on the sand and there was a little beach hut. And then there was like, I realized I'm like, oh, okay, there's homeless people sleeping there. I'm not going to go into the sand. Yeah. So I just like sat on those big bluestone bricks just looking out going, what the fuck am I doing?
Oh, no.
Why am I doing this shit? It was brutal.
That sucks.
Yeah. That was my worst comedy gig, but not my worst ever gig.
You like in work?
I guess it was work at the time. Well, it wasn't. I wasn't getting paid. In fact, I was
It's not
stupid.
work if you love it.
Yeah, pretty much. As a teenager, I did musical theatre.
Yeah.
For like a year, they convinced me to do singing lessons as well.
Great.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I assume you can't sing. Is that the thing?
No, I wasn't bad. I was like, all right.
Yeah.
So we had like an end of year, but it was in September, like soiree with like all the singing students.
So you can all mingle.
Well, a lot of them I already knew because it was the same place I was doing musical theatre. So you just kind of know everyone and acting and shit.
Yeah.
It was like a big performing arts school.
Yeah.
And I was doing singing, and in September we had our soiree and I did really well. I sang Master of the House from Les Mis. And if you know the song, it's not really a singing song. It's more of a song you like just kind of talk. Yeah, it's like you're talking melodically, I guess. Yeah. Like you're singing, but it's like you're not.
Can you give me an example?
It's like, oh, Master of the House, Keeper of the thing.
Oh, it's a comedy one from.
It's a comedy one. It's Sacha Baron Cohen plays it in the movie.
Yeah.
So it's like it's a comedy role because I was already like I hadn't obviously done stand up, but I was like the funny guy at musical theatre. So they gave me that song, and because it's not really like a singing song, you just kind of do what I just demonstrated. Like I performed it like really well. Yeah. And then so everyone was like, "Fuck, he's a great singer. He's good. He's good. Look what he did. He's just good." And it's like, well, yeah. I also just, kind of got served a lob right there and just hit a home run. Whatever.
Yeah.
So my sister was doing dance lessons at the same place, and she got into like this big dance competition that was on the Gold Coast in January. So then, and like half of the school was going up there for this big competition. And they also had a singing competition, like a singing arm of this big performing arts competition. Mm-hmm. And then they were like, oh, why don't you enter that? Why don't you enter the singing competition? Yeah. And I'm like, okay, sure. So this was in January when my whole fucking family spends all this money to go on the Gold Coast for like a week during January to see my sister like perform dance. And then, hey, Peter's also doing a singing competition. That's great. Oh my God. That's so good. Two birds, one stone, why not? And I'm like, okay, cool. That was in January. I hadn't practiced since September. Yeah. I would do this. My version of practice being like, Master of the House, Keeper of the Zoo. I know the rest. I don't need to practice. Yeah. And then, of course, I get up there wearing a suit that doesn't fit because I'm, a fat little 16-year-old. And then
it's me on X Factor.
Yeah, but you're 12. It's a bit cuter.
It's a bit cuter, but I mean, I don't know. A horny 14-year-old on X Factor. What's the difference? Okay.
But this was my version of X Factor, but no girls wanted me after that. But
You think I got to school the next day and I was like, had baddies in my arms? I was showing them magic tricks still. And they're like, can you make yourself disappear?
Yeah, fuck, that's brutal. Yeah, but I go up there, and for whatever reason, I don't know how, for whatever reason, I'm the only competitor in this national. This is a national competition. I'm the only competitor in this national singing competition for like my section. I don't know, for people my age, I'm not sure, whatever. I end up being the only person in it.
Okay. And you still
And
lost.
I was like, oh, this is going to be easy.
Yeah.
This is going to be so good. I'm guaranteed first spot. This is going to be great.
Yeah.
And then I go up there and I fuck up the song so badly. I'm on stage and I'm like, master of the house, keeper of the zoo. And the music's still playing. I'm like, oh, fuck, I came in at the wrong time. Master of the house, keeper of the zoo. And then I just like start again. At one point, I literally stop and I'm like, and like continue. And then, oh, it was so bad. I sang it all out of order. I didn't remember half of it. At one point, I'm there like just smiling and tapping my foot,
man.
just, hey.
Man, I've lived this.
It was so brutal.
This.
It was so bad.
Yeah.
And then like half my family's all there, half the fucking dance school's all there.
Yeah.
And it was so bad. It was easily the worst performance I ever done.
Until Raw.
But I was like, whatever, who gives a fuck? I'm coming first.
Yeah.
And then they read out, they read out
the janitor that was there because he had better timing.
Well, yeah. He should have cleaned up the mess that was on stage. But they go, and congratulations to Peter Cipriani, who came second place. And then I have to go up on stage and collect a second place like ribbon with no one else. There's no one else in first or third. And I'm just there like, yeah. Woo.
Why wouldn't they just give you first?
Because I fucked it up that badly.
But who cares?
I think it was based on like points. So
Right.
I didn't score enough points to get first, despite there being no
Was
other
there a
competition.
monetary win, like prize? Or was it just like...
Oh, I lost.
You had to pay money now.
Yeah.
You owed them money.
Well, I'm forever indebted to my family because of that.
That's and at what point did you not just think maybe like I should rehearse this song before?
I think the exact point I realized was when I was on stage and forgot everything.
So funny. Dude,
I was
so
like,
funny.
Oh, you're a fucking idiot. Why didn't you rehearse?
Oh my
Why didn't you
God.
practice? And yeah, because I literally hadn't sung it since September.
Yeah.
That's like what? 4 months?
Yeah, it's too long. You lose things very quickly. I'm doing this series on my YouTube now called like Lounge Room Sessions, and it's like me playing like with my piano on my lap, and I'm playing like my songs. And I'm gonna like release all of my songs as if it's like a part of the Lounge Room session. It's just like so I can have them there and they're funny and whatever.
Yeah.
No audience, so it's like I'm bombing. So I'm having to look back at all my old footage from Isaac Jones to be like, how do I sing this song?
Yeah.
So I get it, and you lose it very quickly.
No, literally.
And you lose it. You kind of know it. You know it. And then at one point, it just fucking goes.
No, 100%. I'm like, before Raw, I was doing all this new material, and then I pretty much stopped it all because I was doing my Raw set. And then I had to like start up, once the festival's over and all that, I'm going back to the new stuff that was like, I was working on, and I'm like, I don't remember half of this.
Yeah.
Like, I literally started a bit the other day on stage, and I'm like, I don't remember how this.
Yeah. Well, that's the
That's
game,
even
isn't it?
worse,
You need to be like writing enough and then working on whatever you're doing as like consistently, or else you forget it. And that's why it's really good to have like a good system of writing your stuff down. For so long, I was just writing stuff in my notes and then scrolling through.
Yeah.
But now I have to categorize it. Otherwise, I lose it.
I feel like I still haven't found a good writing process that I like.
I get that.
Yeah.
I get that.
I think it's quite a universal feeling.
Yeah, man.
as well.
And I'm hanging out with like a lot of my like people that I'm like doing a lot of projects and stuff with have been doing comedy for like 20 years.
Mm.
So I'm comparing myself to these people that have been around the block for a long time. And I was like, what do you think of this bit? And they're like, no.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like, so I'm like I'm trying to work really hard to get my stuff to be at a material, like to the level that they think it is at, when I should just be like happy with how I'm going and where I'm at. But I'm really but it's like so disheartening hanging out with these people that just they know you send them an idea and then they respond with the idea done. And you're like, how the fuck did you just do that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then like, it's really hard then to like make what they punch up into your own voice and remember what you're trying to say, because it's like they've helped you in so much way, but I lost the process of like writing it out and figuring it out, and that's what commits it to memory.
Yeah.
So I like go up there sometimes on a new bit that is funny, but it's took me double the amount of time to get it in my own voice or stage.
Yeah. I know what you mean.
So you won Raw. That's very exciting. People that I don't know if anyone cares about Raw outside of comedy, so I don't know if anyone knows.
I don't think so.
No, it's not a thing. I mean,
people
that are like a comedy adjacent might go and watch Raw, but I don't know. It's not like, it doesn't mean anything to me.
Last weekend I went to Adelaide for a friend's birthday, and the person, I only knew the birthday girl. I knew no one else.
Right.
And then like you're doing the obligatory, like, what do you do, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And then her brother's like, oh, he's a comedian.
Oh, great.
Like, oh, he just won like some big competition. I don't know what it is. And I'm like, yeah. And then the other guys were like, oh, that's impressive. That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, you can Google me if you want. Like, as wanky as it sounds, you can do that.
You can now Google
And
me.
then they did, and they're like,
Peter Josip allegations.
I'm like, whoa, what the fuck is this?
What the fuck is this? That's not mine.
It's like, that's a different look. It was a long story.
You know what those Hollywood parties are like?
Yeah, come on. What, you've never been to a Diddy freak off? What the fuck? Like,
man, they knew you under Peter.
I had a lot of Molly. It was a lot of fun. Whatever.
Molly was just
Things
the 13-year-old girl that you.
I thought she was 18. Diddy told me she was 18.
But she counted like this.
He did one of these after. I don't know what that meant. And it was all on this island. I got offered a ride to. You get a lot of stuff when you win Raw. They gave me a private jet to an island.
Susan Proven's like, we'll handle your ticket price to the island, but you'll have to pay for accommodation.
They're like, Susan, I thought I got a trip to Edinburgh. It's like, yeah, that's what we call, Epstein's Island. That's what it's short for. That's where you actually go.
Oh, man. She's Ghislaine Maxwell. Oh, man. I'm never getting the gala. Oh, so good. And so he Googled you.
Yeah, he Googled me and he just was like, oh, yeah. And that was it.
That was it, really?
Yeah, pretty much.
That's so funny.
Oh, yeah, cool. Yeah, Peter Josip wins.
Was this before or after your Guardian article came out of you naming 10 things you like on the internet?
This was before, yeah.
Yeah, correct.
No, that came out like yesterday.
That's exciting. So are you writing for The Guardian?
It was just like a guest piece.
Do they pay you?
Yeah. Yeah.
How much you get?
They haven't even sent me the details for who to invoice yet, but I think it was something like $300.
That's crazy.
Not bad.
Maybe you're going to become like a journalist.
Yeah, I think it's gotten me absolutely
nothing comedically, but everything for work.
Yeah,
in the industry.
I don't think anyone's read it and been like, I'm a fan of his.
Yes.
I don't think so.
Are you getting more followers?
No.
Okay.
I got more followers when I was putting out the stupid car videos. I got to get back to that.
They're good. I kept on seeing those.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I got to get back to doing those. They were getting.
Because TikTok's crazy.
Yeah.
For so long, you'll just like coast, and then like we're on 130,000 followers now.
Yeah.
And that's like 7-8 months.
It's also interesting because like me ranting to the camera has done like pretty good numbers on TikTok recently.
Yeah, because you're an angry Italian.
Yeah, pretty much. You're
like, what's the deal with them appropriating our culture? And then everyone.
It's really highbrow stuff.
Yeah.
I think I have actually.
Fucking do one right now, and I'll clip it for you.
So I figured out the recipe for how to make a successful TikTok, and it's Wogs were doing this first and got bullied for it.
Yeah.
And now Anglos are doing it, and they're acting as if they discovered it.
Okay.
What's the deal with halloumi? You go to a cafe, they have halloumi, and they're charging you $20 for halloumi on toast. Like, what the fuck is that? I was eating halloumi as a child, and no one gave a shit. My dad couldn't buy it from the supermarket. He used to have to go to the panel beater, who's Cypriot, who got halloumi for him. And it's like, yeah, what the fuck is this? This is when I'll usually cut, and I'll be like, literally. And then the worst part is they tell you halloumi as if you don't know what it is. And then the worst part is you say, oh, it's traditional to eat halloumi with like watermelon in Cyprus. It's a summertime tree. It's like what you do when it's hot outside. Oh, no. That's not what Nigella Lawson says in her cookbook. What the fuck does Nigella know?
She knows cocaine.
Yeah. She knows cocaine and big tits and sexual innuendos in all her cooking. What the fuck is it? Like, that's the original OnlyFans. Let's be real.
Yeah. And that will go big online.
Yeah.
I reckon that
one actually, I got to write that down. That one's actually good. That was off the top of the dome.
Well, I'll just fucking, we'll cut that up. I'll give you that footage, and then you put it out as if you're on a podcast.
I will do that. Yeah.
I don't know if we'll go in this podcast.
Yeah, that's cool. Whatever.
I mean, so maybe it will. Sal will be in charge.
I don't know. Sal, good luck to you. There's a lot you got to cut.
No, I don't think there's a lot.
It's going to just be like an hour of us talking shit about other comics.
There is a bit of that. Comedy, it's a great equalizer because if you do shit, you're the worst on the night, and then next week you can be the best on the night. And I think that's like what's beautiful about it.
Yeah, I was so arrogant when I first started because I would see like comedians who had been doing it for 5 years when I started, who were at the time, I've seen hindsight, they were very obviously just trying new stuff. But I remember watching as someone who did like 6 gigs, being like, this guy sucks. I'm so much better than him. And it's like, dude, you get one laugh and you think you killed. It's like,
yeah, I think that's
the arrogance of a new open micer is crazy because it's like all the arrogance and like no confidence.
And you go on, that's a weird thing.
No self-awareness as well.
You go on stage and you get like mediocre laughs that are fine, and you go, "Whoa, I tore the roof off."
Yeah, literally.
Now I don't think I ever kill.
No, I can't.
Even at Republic on Tuesday.
Yeah,
I did like well, but I was like,
yeah, no, I was the same. I was like, yeah, I did good.
Did you use any of that footage?
I didn't, only because it's stuff I have done before.
But you can use it to send off to people.
I reckon that's my next like comedy move. I think I'm gonna transition into a full like
character.
I reckon.
Really?
Just ham up the Wog stuff, I reckon.
Yeah, but the problem is, as people have said, there's never been a Wog on the gala. So I need to be the
first.
You need to be the first, or you need to just get rid of your history and just be like, "Hey, girls."
That's what I've been trying to say for ages. You can keep this part in. I'll say it on the record. Any diverse comedian who's on any of those gigs, like they're not actually diverse. It's all like the same white person, just in different shades, basically.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
it is. Which is fine, but I think they just need to be honest about what they're doing.
Yeah,
if they want to do that, that's cool.
You are like what they're doing. It's like you'll see an Indian guy going up talking about, "Oh, I'm gluten free." Isn't that crazy? And it's like, dude, you're the same as the fucking white guy from Brunswick. Like, no Indian is gonna watch you and be like, I like
relate.
him.
Yeah,
I like him. It's like they're all trying to just be like, they're obviously trying to fit into that like Australian kind of like mold.
Yeah, well, it's marketable.
Yeah,
it's marketable.
I can name
masses.
10 names of people who are like, I can name hundreds. Basically, any diverse person you see like doing well in Australian media, it's basically like they're not doing anything about who they are, their culture, nothing. It's just like, yeah, I'm a white guy wearing a mask right now. Like,
yeah, man. Well, dude, thanks for coming by.
Yeah,
sweet. This was fun.
Yeah, this was a lot of fun.
I'll have you back.
All right, sweet.
I
I'd
don't
love
know.
to come back.
I don't know. I have 3 episodes. No.
I'll be a regular. I can be your what's it called? What's it called? Joey Diaz. Whenever it's like, oh fuck, no one's.
My Ari Madden.
Yeah.
What the fuck? The fucking pussy. Thank you so much for watching. My name's Oscar Robertson, and you can find me at Robowoggy on Instagram, and you can also find Peter Josip at Peter Josip on everything. I'll put his links in the show notes. Huge thank you for watching all the way through. You guys are genuinely my best friends. And thank you to Sal Cicero for editing. I'll see you next time. Bye.